The scene opens on a dark, mountainous night. A white-haired man is kneeling, blood dripping from his mouth as he clutches a sword. Several figures stand around him. One of them speaks coldly. "Just give up and die." Another figure, a woman, steps forward and reveals his identity. "He's the young master of the demonic cult," she announces. The white-haired man grits his teeth, then suddenly smiles. "I was already aware of a malevolent force trying to kill me, but to think it would be you guys," he says. The woman pulls down her scarf, revealing her face. "The current demonic cult needs to change," she declares, "and for that change to happen, you have to die." As tension rises, a shadowy figure descends from above, landing near the white-haired man. The scene abruptly shifts. We are now in the modern world, a place of science. Our protagonist, a former soldier and now a physical training PT teacher, is having a terrible day. He recently lost all his invested money. Frustrated and exhausted, he notices a student sneaking off to a restricted area and decides to follow him. When he catches up, he discovers an ancient treasure filled with gold. Tempted, he tries to take some, but the student warns him, "You'll be cursed if you touch it." Laughing off the warning, the protagonist reaches for the gold, only for the ground beneath them to collapse. Both fall into darkness. A glowing blue window flashes before the protagonist's eyes, displaying a message. "You have been awakened as a player and acquired the Necromancer trait and skeleton creation skill." The scene returns to the mysterious mountain. The white-haired man is now dead, killed accidentally by the protagonist's arrival. The figures who witnessed this are shocked. One of them mutters, "We shouldn't leave any witnesses." Misunderstanding their intentions, the protagonist panics. Believing they want to kill him for what happened, he tries to explain it was an accident. But before he can finish, the woman stabs him without hesitation. Another system window appears, flashing another message. "You can summon one skeleton now." In agonizing pain, the protagonist screams and instinctively uses the skill. To his shock, the white-haired man rises again, but now as a powerful skeleton warrior, retaining his full strength. The system reveals another surprise. The skeleton can share some of its abilities with the protagonist. With his new power, the protagonist unleashes the skeleton, and together they annihilate the enemies, leaving no one alive. The scene opens with a small hand rising in a classroom, where the young version of Kim Sojun stands up. He nervously introduces himself. "Hello, everyone. My name is Kim Sojun." We then see glimpses of his childhood, where he struggles with hard work and dreams of a better future, unsure of his true potential. The scene transitions back to the mountains, where the protagonist now has control over the skeleton warrior. The skeleton continues its massacre, killing the remaining figures one by one in brutal fashion. One man stands frozen in terror, but the skeleton has no mercy. He's swiftly killed. The protagonist watches in shock, stunned by the immense power of the skeleton warrior. The group of enemies tries to fight together, but the skeleton's terrifying laugh echoes through the air, paralyzing them with fear. One of the men is so frightened that he can barely move, while the woman from earlier grits her teeth, determined. She charges at the skeleton with incredible speed, only to be killed in a single strike when the skeleton warrior uses martial arts to counter her attack. The remaining enemies attempt to launch a coordinated assault, but they're utterly powerless. One of them strikes the skeleton in the back, but it has no effect. It's a skeleton, immune to such attacks. One by one, the enemies are slaughtered, and the scene ends in total annihilation. Next, we see Kim Sojun once again. He's holding the treasure of gold wrapped in his jacket. As he walks, he glances at the bodies of the dead warriors who were slain by his summoned skeleton warrior. The weight of his actions begins to settle in, but his eyes remain focused on the treasure. The scene shifts to a grand, ominous palace, the demonic cult's King Seeker Pavilion. A white-haired elderly man sits at a throne-like seat, reviewing a report of the massacre that has just unfolded. So, they got massacred by him? The old man muses. A figure wearing a scarf and jacket kneels and answers in a steady voice. Yes. The old man laughs darkly, the sound sending a chill through the room. Good. Now proceed with the central plan, he orders. The figure in the scarf bows and accepts the task with unwavering loyalty. The scene shifts again, this time to the Murim world, where martial artists discuss the latest rumors. A new divine star has appeared, one man whispers. Another, more skeptical, asks, "Is it the little moon storm?" But a third figure dismisses that idea, saying, "No, that person is not new. He is king." The camera then focuses on the protagonist, now in lavish clothing, standing with an air of authority. He holds the bell that symbolizes his newfound power. The crowd whispers in awe, "The Golden King, Kim Jong-un." His reputation as a powerful figure in the martial world has already begun to spread.